Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Norf and I am from London. You've been asked now to give a presentation. What do? Fear sets in. What happens now? I'm going to give you my 6 favourite top tips to get you ready for any presentation, be it in person or be it online. These tips will work in either setting. So if you're ready, strap yourselves in, let's get started. So here is the first of my 6 tips. The first thing you need to know is your content. Make sure that you know your content. I'll tell you a story. About 1.5 years ago, I was in Sweden working. I had to present to 250 delegates. No problem, I can do that. The screen looked outstanding. It was 11 meters wide, which is about 36 feet, and 4 meters high, which is about 13 feet. Every single picture on that screen looked outstanding. So it's my turn to present. I'm introduced, I get up on stage, and I'm there. My slides are almost ready to go. I did have to have a chat with the IT guy because those weren't my slides that I saw in the preview monitor, but that was fine. Absolutely fine. So we got on with it. I get into my presentation, and then this happens. Everything on that beautiful screen goes black. The presentation software that we were using crashed on me. What do? It's a presenter's nightmare. I could see out of the corner of my left eye, my peripheral vision, the IT guy was frantically tearing his hair out to get my slides back up. And he did. This happened. Everything went black. Again. Again, the IT guy was tearing his hair out, or what little hair he had left at this point. Got my slides back up. And then you'll never guess what happened again. You've got to be kidding me. The presentation software that we were using crashed on me 4 times in total. But because I knew my content, I was able to continue. It gives you a level of professionality. Also, we know that technology will fail on us at some point. We don't want it to, but when it does, sometimes it really is a catastrophic failure. And that's exactly what happened to me when I was presenting to these 250 delegates. Because I knew my content, I just continued. The slides are always there to support your story. People want to listen to you as a storyteller. The slides are not the story. So, my top tip number 1, know your content. Top tip number 2 is water. Nice and simple. Us as biological beings need water to survive. Plants do, birds do, animals do. We also need water to survive. It can take up to 2 hours for our bodies to be fully hydrated. And if you know that you've got a presentation to deliver, start sipping water about 2 hours beforehand. Because you know that the larger organs will get the hydration first, the lesser organs like the larynx will be one of the last to get the hydration. So if you know you've got to deliver a presentation at 11, start sipping water at 9. Top tip number 3, I'm going to give you 3 in 1, and that is warm up. As if you were about to do any exercise, you would always warm up first, so as not to do yourself an injury. If you've got a presentation to deliver, do exactly the same thing with your voice, your mouth, and also your face. Yes, warm your mouth, warm your voice, and warm your face. So when it comes to warming your mouth, voiceover artists will do this all the time. They will perform tongue twisters to allow them to ensure that they get the words out correctly. Singers will do scales to warm up their voice. They'll go from the lowest that they can in their register all the way to the top and back down again. They'll probably do that for a few minutes to really get their larynx nice and warm before they do any singing. And then warm your face as well. Open your mouth to as wide as it can go, poke your tongue out, really get your face warm. So when you're delivering your presentations, you are not causing your face an injury. So, tip number 3, warm up. Warm up your voice, warm up your mouth, and warm up your face. Tip number 4, what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself, I'm nervous, I'm panicking? If that's what you're telling yourself, try to tell yourself, I'm excited instead. Why? The feeling of nervousness and excitement are broadly the same. So if you tell yourself that you're nervous, you will be what you tell yourself. However, if you tell yourself that you're excited, that is a whole different mental state altogether. So tip number 4, tell yourself you're excited. Tip number 5 is to know your first 60 seconds. And this is something that you'll practice before you get into delivering your presentation. If you know your first 60 seconds, literally verbatim, you'll be able to get a really good start. Just like sprinters do, they practice their starts. They practice, refine, practice, refine. If you practice your first 60 seconds, and it may well be a salutation like good morning, you'll say your name, you'll say your title, if that's what you do. You'll then go into why you're here. What's the presentation about? And if you can construct your first 60 seconds, repeat it so it's up there with your name and address, that is going to be a really strong start for you as you get into your presentation. So tip number 5, know your first 60 seconds. Tip number 6 is all about configuring yourself for success. What do I mean by that? A lady called Amy Cuddy has done some great work on power posing. She talks about getting yourself configured to have more testosterone in your body and less cortisol. Testosterone is the dominance hormone. Cortisol, if you will, is the stress hormone. And she says by power posing for 2 minutes, you're able to configure yourself for success. You may have heard the term the Wonder Woman that's been coined from Amy Cuddy's research. Tip number 6 is to get yourself wired to have more testosterone in your body and less cortisol in your body. Perform the power pose, do the Wonder Woman, or do the Buzz Lightyear. You choose. So there we are. Those are my 6 top favorite tips to get you ready for any presentation that you are about to deliver, be it in person or be it online. Number 1, know your content. I cannot stress that enough. Tip number 2, drink water. It takes about 2 hours for our bodies to get fully hydrated from empty. So 2 hours before you're due to deliver any presentation, drink water. Tip number 3, the 3-in-1. Warm your voice, warm your mouth, and warm your face. Tip number 4, what is it you're telling yourself? Is it nerves, or are you telling yourself it's excitement? Tip number 5, know your first 60 seconds, almost verbatim. Give yourself the best start that you could possibly have. And then finally, tip number 6, do the Wonder Woman or the Buzz Lightyear. You choose. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked the content, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. Whilst you're down there, because it's kind of in the same place, hit the bell notification as well so you're made aware of the latest content that gets dropped on this channel. Feel free to leave me any questions or comments below and I will get back to you and answer them to the best of my ability. But again, thank you for stopping by and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.